rivals and prolapse, suburban zip, victim and he satch. Watch your back when in rivalhood. Deep in the green rag with gold feet, blast with the flag on the strap. That's
It's time.
I never thought this day would come. No, I'm not gonna make a video game review show with you.
It seemed like I'm on impossible missions. Twisted predicaments, hostile positions. Ten Penny and Pulaski harass me. Cop cars been on our ass the last past week. Cause the Dre is full of gangsters, homeboy. Hands is the language.
I'm just kidding.
Hey everyone, I'm Logan, aka Bluebarian. I'd like to thank all of you for being here for the first day, or in the future if you're watching this video. I really appreciate it, it means a lot. Here on the show we're going to review video games and try not to give spoilers, whether the games are old school, new school, forgotten school, any of them. We're going to play any games. Just feel free to suggest them and we'll give them a try. But yeah, I hope you enjoy our first episode.
Please be our friends.
For our first game, we're playing GTA LA. Pucelle Tactics.
Yeah, this story's so good.
Actually, for our debut episode, the game is La Pucelle Tactics, a nifty little strategy RPG for the PlayStation 2. Now, I like this game, but I love the company that made this game. Nippon Software, or NIS, has quite the knack for creating phenomenal RPG stories. In fact, they dole out more strategy RPGs than GameStop tricks people into paying for Game Informer magazine. Now, this particular game was the first to hit American markets.
America!
Just before Disgaea. I actually played this game for the first time recently and I couldn't put it down. So, in honor of Nippon Software's 25th anniversary this year, I'm gonna shed some light on the first North American release, La Pucelle Tactics. Our story follows a young girl named Priye, her mentor Alouette, and little brother Culotte. The three are demon hunters and members of the Church of the Holy Maiden. Legend has it a dark evil is destined to sweep over the land, and only the most virtuous sister of the Church of the Holy Maiden is destined to become the Maiden of Light, and in all hopes defeat such a tyrant. Priye is not so virtuous, though it is Priye's ambition in life to become the Maiden of Light.
Dark Prince and Maiden of Light, you say? Who are they?
We agreed not to spoil anything too big on the show, Marcy. You know that.
Too big? Say, would you consider the Maiden of Light to have been drawn, generously?
Hey! No spoilers here.
Aww, come on. We want to know, Bluebarian. Is the Maiden of Light a hare bubalare? Giggity.
So, the Dark Prince is the servant to something called the Fallen Calamity. Yeah, seriously. But he is a constant looming enemy throughout the game, just as much as the Maiden of Light being the beacon of hope. Light and dark, good and evil.
Harmony! Ah!
Prie is an odd main character. Honestly, I began the game very much disliking her, though as the story continued, I found it more and more refreshing seeing someone who is essentially a nun in training be so bipolar and crazy.
Oh, come on! You're making me blush.
1 minute praying for someone's soul, and next kicking someone in the junk.
Coup de grace!
The most deserving of a crotch kick throughout the game is the antagonist Noir. He is the overseer and leader of the competing church, though his organization is run by demons that cause nefarious chaos, such as raising dark levels in the world, and seemingly trying to destroy all humans.
And making bald people not bald. How evil! Ah!
One of the most intrinsically heroic, but not necessarily the fan favorite, is our story's narrator, and Prie's little brother, Kulat. Besides being your little bro, he is also kind of a badass. Kind of, being the emphasis. Alouette, in contrast to Prie, indeed is the symbol of virtue. She's pretty much the mage of the party, or rather the healer, plus she's good at just hitting people with books.
Go back to where you came from!
Then there's the character Crow? Crix?
Actually, I think it's pronounced crocodile.
So Crocodile here is one of my favorite characters by far. He shows up with just an air of awesome. I mean, look at those guns. Look at the cigarettes smoking. I'm feeling so impressionable. No one else even comes close to his cool level, excluding, of course, Father Salad.
Wait, someone's name is actually Father Salad?
Yes, Father Salad is by far one of the coolest characters, and you'll notice food-themed names sprinkled throughout the game, so get used to it. Be it the names of the characters, the towns, or even the money. The man in charge, the Charlie to your angels, is Father Salad. Thousand Island dressing over here is a complete badass. I mean, what kind of priest has a weight set in his office? And what kind of priest goes around just punching demons and stuff? Father Raspberry Vinaigrette has a neat background story and some of the best moves in the game. Though that could be because he joins your party when he's level 50 and the boss you're fighting is level 40. So yeah, overpowered. OP.
Tons of damage.
Then there's the rest. Omar, the leader of the cat pirates.
That's Captain Omar to you.
Yatanya, second in command.
Meow.
Eclair, childhood friend and princess.
With personality disorders.
Papillon, fairy friend of Omar.
Level 8 when my team is 30? Are you kidding me?
Monya.
Who?
You will enjoy the story if you're able to take certain characters' personalities with a grain of salt. They will grow on you as the story moves on. As the journey inches along and you crave to learn the identity of the Dark Prince and the Maiden of Light, you collect these party members one by one. Some are seriously some of the coolest cats.
And some not so cool cats.
Behold our savage kitty and crossbones flag and despair!
A big underlying theme of the game has to do with the special flowers that loved ones would plant together. If it grows, then it means they will someday marry one another. I would say not only the romantic subplot, but even the main plot strongly ties around this tradition in the game, so it's kind of worth mentioning. It's the fin screen, for f***'s sake.
Right after the Star Fox 64 running credits homage. At least I think it's an homage. Come on, it even has the ship flying by thing.
The game is set up into 12 chapters, and it really does give a fantasy adventure novel vibe. The gameplay is what you would expect from a strategy RPG. The stages are set up in the gridwork fashion, and the enemies take turns traversing the chessboard with you. On your turn, you can choose to run in headstrong and do a normal attack, or attack with teammates. As an alternative approach, you can also do ranged attacks with certain characters. Ranged attacks open up a little abuse for the team attacks. You can attack as a team, and then boom, you can attack as a team again. Some characters can do ranged attacks naturally, but most need to use their special attacks to do so. Special attacks are what you would expect, just cool, really strong single character attacks that have nifty little cutscenes. There are some pretty cool ones, but there are also some not so cool ones. Everyone's special skills damage is based on hard to figure out indicators here. What's it mean? It's a green and the numbers is that a word? What? The primary way to attain stat boosts is through equipping gear. Gear not only gives your party the strength it needs to survive, but it also boosts the amount of stat points gained upon levels. So gear, in theory, is more important than actual stats you get from levels. So you just you need gear. You need good gear when you level up in this game. I can't emphasize that more. So you gotta collect a lot of paprika. The main moments of the game outside of Battlefield will be in one of two places. Either you're moving around a cursor to select a destination, or you are 2D running through a town. Some areas have buildings you can explore, and if you talk to the right people, you might get something useful.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
And if you talk to the wrong people, you might get hit on by someone 4 times your age.
Though the towns, even the main city, are rather small in terms of exploration, when I play a RPG, I yearn to explore the vast magical world around me and try to become immersed in it. But alas, all we get in a tactical RPG like this is this. A straight up awful experience for me was the fight between Omar and the demon that he's trying to kill and get revenge on. I neglected to remember in the first playthrough that there is a move mentioned in the story that is meant for this demon. I didn't use it, so rather I had to level Omar up until he could actually take on this boss single-handedly. On second playthrough for the recording, I tried the move for shits and giggles. Oh, that's fine. No, that's fine. Was I supposed to know that shit? Ow. I like when a game has those moments of, is this the boss?
Nope. Chuck Testa.
This game has that moment 2 or 3 times. It's pretty awesome. While grinding, I don't really like that the attacks don't have a skip animation function that they incorporated in later NIS games. That is very useful because I hate seeing the same move over and over and over while you're not doing anything grinding. And hey, why is it that I can press L1 and R1 and turn the camera from some stages and not in others?
I mean, what the
Oh, and while we're at it, why does the hippo yawn sound like this? What is this? What's this? The graphics of this game are decent enough for gameplay. It certainly does remind me of a PlayStation 1 graphics kind of game feel. But now that I think about it, it's a bit better. La Pucelle has some beautiful battle animations, some of which incorporate the even better anime illustrations. I like when games with sprites have well-drawn pictures of the characters, like in Chrono Trigger. Gives a better picture of what your team should look like, while still keeping the pixel charm. A couple of my favorite animations are Father Salad's Holy Punch, he don't even give a f***, or Alouette's final ranged attack.
Witchcraft!
And then, of course, there is...
Oh, I'm just gonna fight this enemy here. Oh, hey girl. Fight? What fight?
There's not much else to say on the graphics. They aged alright in my opinion. Sure, they aren't as good as the games that followed, but they seem to stick to the formula that this game set forth. And I think that in and of itself is worth respecting. What can I say about the music? It's awesome, unique, nostalgic, and sparks just the right amount of emotions for the events unfolding. On the other hand, you will hear the same song over and over, and like many RPGs, they will simply burn into your mind. I suggest for the sake of your sanity, you mute while grinding and leveling up, but it's still enjoyable during cutscenes and important fights. All in all though, listening back on all the music of this game reminds me of all the fun I had through the journey. The most incredible songs have to be the ones that are tied to the most emotional and dramatic parts of the story. The composer Tenpai Sato wrote the music for this game and many NIS games to follow. In fact, some of the songs that he wrote for this game were brought over to others. For a Disgaea fan like me to go back to this game after playing the others and hear the music kick in when the Demon Lord fucked shit up on the ship got me so hype! Oh my god. Also, I gotta say, I was pretty stoked to see the Rosen Queen shop in the game. That shop is in every single Disgaea game.
Disgaea 1 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 1 2 and 0.
There are a few secrets in the game, and more so in the other versions, but I'm only playing the North American original release. Endgame you can do a few cool things like fighting Bale, who was in most Disgaea games, or Aringa Bale, who was in Disgaea 3, though I never personally delved too far into the Dark World and Dark Shrine, where Bale can appear evidently. One of the secrets I came across was when you go back to the cave with the tentacle monster.
That's a bad touch.
You will see that what was a monster of death is now a sign that says Creature's Day Off. And if you talk to the orphans endgame, they give you... Yes! Oh my gosh! So if you're having trouble getting past a certain part, then there is one surefire way to help yourself out, though it's based on luck. When you go to the shop to sell or buy some items, you will get the option to give a review of the shop before exiting the menu. You can do things like asking for stronger items or more weapons, but there is a rare chance that you can get a wish granted. Extra experience or training is nice, but I think the most useful is the triple paprika. I'll never get used to saying that. Getting paprika is probably the most important thing you can do in the game. Good gear wins fights. So the tactic for this is to go into the shop, buy the cheapest item, review, and repeat till you get the wish or get frustrated. Also, it's worth mentioning there is actually a secret character in the game. If you talk to the one cat in green attire named Monya Monya on the island crash site, he will join your party for 5,000 paprika. I'm honestly not sure if he is good or not. I've used him just as a decoy in battles. Now this is just one version of the game. In a re-release, there were tremendous changes to the characters and plot. Prie was overtaken by her pursuit and lust for power and became a demon lord. In the good ending of this alternative version of the game, her former good self and her demon self parted ways. They became two different entities. The demon version of Prie was actually DLC in Disgaea 4, and I was rather shocked at the lacking amount of fun-loving bipolar attitude that I grew to appreciate in Prie, and kind of disappointed that this demon version was just without any personality. One theory is that this is in a world where the good and the bad parted ways, and perhaps our protagonist is still out there somewhere kicking demon asses and taking demon names.
Kudeka!
According to HowLongToBeat.com, this game takes just under 40 hours to beat the main story. My playthroughs came out to about 36-38 hours. The fights and the cutscenes are quite long and it adds up over time. This game was really surprising and I really enjoyed it on the first playthrough. And if you're like me and enjoy a game for its story and enjoy a good old tactical RPG, then you should try this game out. Granted, the fights can be rather repetitive and there are some sudden moments where you have to play with a character that might not be too leveled. And a few characters may not be your cup of tea, but to me these are minor in comparison to the collective fun this game gave me. That's why I rate this game a buy it off of Amazon or PlayStation Network and beat it out of 10. Now enjoy this special treat, folks. Hey everyone, thanks for showing up again. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching this far into the video, actually watching the whole thing. We're going to try to make as many of these as possible, especially through the summer and fall here. If you have any suggestions for games, feel free to give them to me. I'm not going to play games like Metal Wolf Chaos because I don't have $300, but I will play most any games you suggest. And I'd like to thank the Pianist, who did the amazing rendition of the La Pucelle intro song and let me use it for the video. Raitokomniak, she's really good. You should check out some of her videos. And also my buddy Megan for doing the intro song. That was awesome of her. I hope you all stick around. See you next time.
Next time on Bluebarian Reviews.